My girlfriend yelled at me in anger. "You're taking away my freedom." And all of this happened just because I simply asked why she suddenly changed her phone's passcode. I calmly replied, "All right, if being with me makes you feel suffocated, I'll step back." And I really did step back, so much that she eventually had to explain to her parents I'm 29 years old, working as a freelance graphic designer. I've got my own small studio set up in my apartment, decent income, pretty independent life. I'd been dating Priya for 3 years when all this went down. 3 years of what I thought was the most honest, transparent relationship I'd ever had. Turns out I was living in a fantasy. Update 1: It started in January, right after New Year's. We'd been planning a trip to Goa with another couple for months. Booked hotels, saved money, the whole thing. A week before the trip, Priya's mom called me directly. Not unusual. Her mom and I got along pretty well. But her tone was different that day. "Beta, can Priya come stay with us next week?" she asked. "Just for a few days. Family matters." I asked Priya about it that night. We were making dinner together in our small kitchen. I was grilling fish. She was working on a salad. "My mom wants me to visit," she said casually. "Probably just some family stuff." "But what about Goa?" I asked. "We leave in 5 days." "I know," she said. "I'll be back in time. It's just a quick trip to see them." Something felt off. Priya's family lived 2 hours away in her hometown. She visited them almost every month already. Why the sudden urgent need to go right before our planned vacation? "Is everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, everything's fine," she said. But she didn't look at me when she said it. I let it go that night. But over the next few days, I noticed she was on her phone constantly. Like, more than usual. She'd get messages and immediately silence her phone, which she never did before. We used to show each other funny texts all the time. This was different. 3 days before the trip, she told me she couldn't go to Goa. "What?" I said. "Priya, we've had this planned for 6 months. I know, I'm sorry. But family stuff came up. I need to handle it." "What family stuff?" "Your mom's fine. Your dad's fine. Your brother's fine. I just talked to your dad yesterday." She got defensive immediately. "You don't need to know everything. I'm allowed to have privacy. I'm allowed to have my own life." That was the first time she threw that word at me. Privacy. Like I was violating her by asking what was going on. I canceled the trip. Our friends were frustrated with me. But I couldn't go to Goa knowing something was wrong, and Priya was stressed. That's not how I operate. When she left for her parents' place, I drove her there myself. About an hour into the drive, I decided to ask her directly. "Are you having an affair?" I asked just flat out. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. "What? No. Why would you even think that?" "Because you're acting like you're hiding something. You won't tell me what's going on. You're avoiding our trip. You're on your phone constantly. Just because I'm private doesn't mean I'm cheating," she snapped. "God, you're so paranoid. This is exactly why I didn't want to tell you." "Tell me what?" "Nothing. Forget it." She didn't say anything else for the rest of the drive. Update 2: When I dropped her at her parents' house, her mom came out to greet us. She seemed normal, friendly, gave me tea like always. But I caught her exchanging a look with Priya. A look that said they both knew something I didn't. I drove home feeling completely lost. For 3 days, Priya barely texted me. When she did, it was short responses. "Busy. Talk later. I need some space right now." Space. Another word being thrown around. I did something I'm not proud of. I called her mom. "Auntie, is everything okay with Priya?" I asked. "She's been acting strange." There was a long pause. "Beta, I think Priya should talk to you about this." "About what? What's going on?" "I can't say. But she'll tell you when she's ready." I hung up feeling worse than before. When Priya came back home after 4 days, she looked exhausted. Like she hadn't slept properly. I wanted to pull her into my arms and make whatever was wrong go away. But there was something in her body language that told me I couldn't fix this one. We sat on the couch, and I just waited. She needed to tell me. I wasn't going to push anymore. "I got a job offer," she finally said. "A really good one. In Mumbai." I just stared at her. "It's a senior position at a design agency. The salary is almost double what I make freelancing right now. It's everything I've been working for." "Okay," I said slowly. And I need to take it." "What does that mean?" "It means I'd be moving to Mumbai in 2 months. The role starts in March." 2 months. She'd known about this for weeks. That's why she visited her parents. That's why she was stressed. That's why she needed space. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked. "Because I knew you'd react like this." "Like what?" "I haven't even reacted yet." "You're about to." You're going to tell me I can't go, or that I should turn it down, or that I'm making a mistake. I'm not going to say any of those things, I said carefully. I'm asking why you didn't tell me about this opportunity before making your decision. Because it's my career. It's my decision. I never said it wasn't. But Priya, we've been together for 3 years. We've talked about moving in together, about the future. Don't you think this is something we should have discussed? I did discuss it. With my family. With your family, not with me. I'm your boyfriend. And this is my career, she repeated. I'm not asking your permission. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I felt something crack inside me. Not because she got the job. I was happy for her, genuinely. But because she'd made this massive decision, gone to her family about it, and kept me completely in the dark. When exactly did you find out about this? I asked. 3 weeks ago. They called me. We did a video interview. They made me an offer. 3 weeks. 3 weeks of lies and deflection. And you just decided to hide it from me. I wasn't hiding it. I was processing it. You went to your parents and processed it with them instead of with me. She didn't answer. Is this about me? I asked. Are you taking this job to get away from me? Not everything is about you, she said coldly. This is about my life. My ambitions. I know that. But the relationship we're in is supposed to be part of your life too. She got up and went to the bedroom. I heard the door close. Update 3 over the next week, we barely spoke. When we did, it was tense. I was trying to process what had happened while she was, I think, waiting to see if I'd blow up at her. I did something that probably makes me a bad person. I went through her phone. She'd left it on the kitchen table while she was in the shower. I knew her passcode, 1234, which she'd never changed, which made this feel even worse somehow. I told myself I was just looking for context, just trying to understand what I'd missed. The WhatsApp conversations with her mom were long. Pages and pages of them discussing the job offer, the pros and cons, whether she should tell me, how to handle me. One message stopped me cold. If I tell him now, he'll try to convince me to stay. I need to just do this for myself. Another one. He's going to make me feel guilty. That's what he does. He always makes everything about his feelings. I read through dozens of messages where Priya was painting me as controlling and selfish. Conversations where she and her mom were strategizing about how to tell me, how to handle my reaction. There were also messages to her friend Kavya. He doesn't understand my ambitions. He wants me to just be happy with freelancing and being at home. He's toxic. I was toxic. I was standing in my own kitchen, reading that word used to describe me, and I felt like my entire chest had caved in. When she came out of the shower, I was still holding the phone. She saw it in my hands and her face went white. You went through my phone, she said, her voice getting louder. What the hell is wrong with you? I needed to understand, I said quietly. Understand what? That I have a private life? That I don't want to tell you everything I think? No. I needed to understand why you think I'm toxic. Her face shifted. From angry to caught. You read my messages to my mom. Yes. You invaded my privacy. Yes, I said. I did. And I'm not proud of that. But Priya, you've been lying to me for 3 weeks. You told your mother I try to make everything about my feelings. You told your friend I'm toxic and don't understand your ambitions. Because you are those things, she said. Every time I try to do something for myself, you make it about how it affects you. When did I ever do that? Right now? You're doing it right now. You're mad that I got a good opportunity because it doesn't fit into your plans. That's not true. I'm mad that you made a major life decision and hid it from me. I'm mad that you talked to everyone but me about it. I'm mad that you've been lying to my face. I wasn't lying. You were lying by omission. That's still lying. She picked up her phone from my hand. I'm going to my friend's place. I can't be around you right now. Priya, we need to talk about this. I don't want to talk to you right now. You violated my privacy. You don't trust me. You're toxic. And there it was again. That word. Update 4. She stayed at Kavya's place for a week. During that week, I did a lot of thinking. I called my therapist and got an emergency session. I talked to my mom. I analyzed everything from a different angle. And I realized something. Priya had a point. Not about me being toxic. I wasn't. But about me making things about myself. When she said she was taking the job, my first instinct had been to think about how it affected us, how it affected me, whether she was running away from me. I'd made it about me. She was right about that. But she was also wrong about a lot of things. She was wrong to hide it. She was wrong to talk about me like that to her family. She was wrong to act like wanting to know what was going on in your girlfriend's life for 3 weeks was controlling. I realized we'd both done things wrong. When she came back home, we had the real talk. I'm sorry I went through your phone, I said. That was a violation of your trust. I'm sorry I hid the job from you, she said. And I'm sorry for the things I said to my mom and Kavya. I was scared. When I'm scared, I get defensive. What were you scared of? I asked. That you'd ask me not to go. That you'd make me choose between you and my career. I would never do that. I know that now. But I was scared you would. We talked for hours that night. About the job, about the future, about what it meant for us. She asked if I wanted to move to Mumbai with her. I said I'd think about it. The work I do is freelance. I can theoretically do it from anywhere. But Mumbai was expensive, and it would mean leaving my support system. I don't expect you to follow me, she said. But I also don't want to break up. I don't want to break up either, I said. But I need to know that we're in this together. That we make big decisions as a team, even if we're not always in the same place. I know. I should have told you. Yes, you should have. Update 5. It's been 6 months now since she moved to Mumbai. It wasn't an easy transition. Long distance is hard. The time difference is annoying. We've had more fights about communication and commitment and whether we're actually going to make this work. But we're still together. And more importantly, we're actually talking to each other now instead of hiding things and then blowing up. After she'd been in Mumbai for a month, I asked her what really made her decide to take the job. Honestly, she said, I was scared I was becoming too dependent on you. I felt like my life was just revolving around us. And I needed to prove to myself that I could do something big on my own. You could have just told me that. I know. I should have. But at the time, I thought if I told you, you'd either try to fix it or try to convince me I was being silly. Would I have? She paused. Maybe. You have a way of making me feel like everything's okay. And I needed to feel like it wasn't okay. I needed to feel like I had to push myself. I understood that in a way I didn't think I would. We all need to prove things to ourselves sometimes. And sometimes the people we love are too comforting, too accepting. They make us feel like we don't need to change or grow. The thing that hurt the most wasn't the lying. It was that she'd painted me as the villain in her own story. She told people I was toxic and controlling when really I was just there, present, invested. And she needed to get away from that presence to figure out who she was without me. We're working on it. We've done long distance before, but not like this. Not for however long this is going to last. She says she might move back in a year or two if the right opportunity comes up. I say I might move to Mumbai if my work picks up enough to support that. But here's the thing I learned. You can be in a relationship with someone and still not know them. You can share a bed and a life and still have no idea what's really going on in their head. I still think she should have told me. I still think the line was wrong. But I also get it now. She was scared. She was ambitious. She felt like she needed to make a big move to figure out who she was. And maybe she was right. Maybe I was making it about me. Maybe she did need to get away to understand that our relationship didn't have to suffocate her ambitions. The thing is, now we talk about these things. We talk about feelings and fears and ambitions. We actually communicate instead of just existing together. And I think that's worth the pain of the past 6 months. Edit 1. A lot of people asked if I ever apologized properly for going through her phone. Yes, I did. Multiple times. I acknowledged that it was a violation of privacy and that there's no excuse for it. She's forgiven me, but it took time. The breach of trust went both ways, honestly. Her hiding things made me feel like I needed to find out on my own. Edit 2. Some people think I should have just broken up with her. I get it. Long distance is hard, and we had fundamentally different communication styles. But I think people are often too quick to end relationships when things get uncomfortable. Sometimes the uncomfortable moments are where real growth happens. Edit 3. No, I didn't move to Mumbai. We're doing long distance for now. It's not ideal, but it's working better than I expected. She comes back home once a month. I go to Mumbai when I can. It's not the relationship I imagined having, but it's the one we have, and I'm okay with that.